Hi everyone, this is Jake again. This is my latest build. It's the cover of Life magazine, 1953, reporting on the ascent of Everest by Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. So this is the iconic cover, reporting on a major historical event featuring a very famous New Zealander, Sir Edmund Hillary. I built this for a competition at the Otago Museum that was being held alongside the Relics exhibition. So I headed down there with my completed build, and it was put into the museum and then judged by the Relics creators, Jackson Harvey and Alex Towler. And I took out first place, which I was thrilled about. So my build is on display at the museum until the end of April. There were other great entries too to the competition, so I was really pleased to have been able to come out on top. And it was great to meet Jackson and Alex and other Lego people at the museum and my hometown of Dunedin. So, yeah, that's my build. Now you can see the judging videos that I submitted explaining the build in more detail. Kia ora, Jackson and Alex. Love your work. I'm Jake Roos, and here is my entry for the Relics Museum Piece competition. As you can see, it is a replication of the cover of Life magazine from the 13th of July 1953, reporting on successful conquest of Everest by Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. So I was thinking of what I could do for this competition, and I knew I had to tell a story and look like it belonged in a museum. So what do museums have? They have artifacts. So here's my artifact, a expedition ice axe, one-to-one scale replica of the ice axes that were used on the Everest expedition by Hillary and Tenzing. So there's my artifact, but artifact doesn't tell a story on its own. You need some supporting information to give it context. So I was thinking about Everest because I actually heard Sir Edmund Hillary speak in Dunedin, where I'm from. So I was thinking about Hillary and Everest, and I was thinking about building perhaps them on the summit. But I had to make up too much stuff because there was only a couple of photographs, and because it belongs in a museum, you want it to be accurate, not just made up. So I kind of moved away from that idea, and I was doing research. I found this cover. It looked super cool, iconic, told the whole story. So basically, it was coming together of those two ideas: the magazine cover telling the story, and the artifact, from the actual event. So I built the cover. It's 3D, obviously. This rectangular case here is about that deep, and figures are built in 3D. I didn't do a mosaic. I didn't think that would do it justice. The size is big because, it's more impressive, but also I wanted to replicate this cover exactly. I could do the logo exactly in tiles. And once I'd done that, I just scaled the entire model off that logo that I'd made. And it was a good size. It's 75 centimeters tall and 55 wide. And that actually gave me a lot of space in order to get the figures right. So as you probably know, building human-like figures is really difficult. But making them bigger makes it easier. You get more choice of parts to use and making the various shapes. And also the great thing about this cover, I never would have attempted it if Hillary and Tenzing weren't wearing goggles and oxygen masks, because replicating their facial features would have been a nightmare. So here they are. Oxygen tanks, masks, all the details. I'm quite pleased with Tenzing's jacket and his zipper, but most especially his goggles and hat. So his goggles are made out of train wheels with 2x2 round tiles stuck onto them, and I think that's spot on. And other nice thing is a rubber bracelet piece from Dots I've used for Hillary's pack strap there. But anyway, I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and had a lot of fun playing with perspective. So These guys, if you took them out of their case and did like a 360 view, they look really weird, but from this angle, they look very close to the original photograph. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Hope you like it, and I hope I get to meet you both. Cheers. Okay, this is the close-up in 3D video. So as you can see, we've got full 3D here on the cover. And let's have a closer look. Oh, there we go, look at all that. Hand detail, I've used bits of aircraft fuselage for Hillary's arms. The hose is pneumatic hose with round tiles with holes in them. Plates. There we go, that's a bit of face detail. Oxygen tanks. Quite pleased with the shape there, though they had to be cut off. Bottom one had to be cut off in order to fit it in. Has a Technic spine, not that you can see that. And here is Tenzing. His axe is sticking out of the model just to make it look a bit cooler. There's a zipper. I had a limited number of these rounded corners, but I made pretty good use of them to make his puffer jacket puffy. Here is the aforementioned train wheels for the goggles, and I've used flexible hose and round plates to do this hat brim, and back there is his jacket piled up on his tanks. And you might notice that actually his arm on this side is wider than his arm on that side, and in fact his spine is slightly off center, and so is his head mount, and all of that just makes it look like his body's twisted more than it actually is. And I applied some of those tricks over on Hillary as well once I'd learnt them. Yeah, so I did this one first, this guy first, wasn't 100% happy with him, did Tenzing, was 100% happy with him, went back and applied lessons from Tenzing on Hillary and did some improvements. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks. You can see the competition entries and the amazing Relics, A New World Rises exhibition on display at the Otago Museum in Dunedin, New Zealand until the 27th of April 2025. If you're down that way, I recommend you check it out. Relics is amazing. I also have to give a huge shout out to Dan Mulholland and my Lego Club Wellag that I'm a member of, for helping me get parts for my build. I couldn't have done it without you, so thanks guys.